Right, so let's start. I want to extend a warm welcome to each of you for joining today's session in our Your Health and Wellness Matters series, part of the Know Your Body program. Today, we are diving into a crucial and timely topic, prostate cancer. It's time to raise awareness and save lives. Prostate cancer affects so many, yet discussions around it are often lacking. This is why we believe it's vital to raise awareness, educate ourselves, and make informed choices for our health and well-being. We are honored to have Dr. Sunny as a guest speaker for this week's session. With his expertise, Dr. Sunny will be providing valuable insights into prostate cancer, its early detection, prevention, and the steps we can take to improve awareness in our communities. Thank you once again for being here, and we look forward to an engaging and informative session today. So let's make the most of it and enjoy the presentation, everyone. Over to you, Dr. Sun.
Very good. It's been incredibly exciting to be here today. The subject we are discussing today, prostate cancer, is a very sensitive subject, but we're going to handle it with every ounce of seriousness. You might see some body part, which, it is not designed to be a pornographic presentation. It just uses it to illustrate the medical, biological location of what the prostate and the glands could be, and whether you have some condition that could really affect your own life, the pain and the difficulties and challenges that some people are going through. You could say, oh, today is only men's health. No, it's not. This is a global health that affect people globally. This is a global health that affect men and women. Okay, the prostate itself is mainly about men today, but think of it. As a man has a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, a mother, a niece, aunties. So women are equally included, because whatever affects a man, by implication, it could have a dominant impact on the life and welfare of his or her loved ones. That's why everyone, our hands are on the table right here. And today I'm going to be also interviewing or discussing with other virtual panel. Tony Kelly, some of you may have heard of Tony Kelly, who is part of the champions and representative for NHS, National Health Service, based in Birmingham. And Tony is being in this game in terms of health and wellness, creating an awareness in the process. And it just so happened that this month of September is a month for awareness for prostate cancer. We're going to look into some of the impact. What are some of the risk factors? What are the demographics that are affected? And what you could do about it. If I can just set out as a disclaimer, this platform is not designed to provide any form of prescriptions. It's not designed to be a therapy session. It is not designed to address or to carry out consultation. Platform is the information you're going to be hearing today is for educational purposes. So if you find that you have some symptoms of what we're going to be discussing, then you can consult with your personal doctors. If you don't have one, we will help you on our platform to generate one who can support you in terms of what you may be going through. Health is vital. Health is second to none. You cannot, particularly men here on this platform, yes, they need to listen. You are a man, but you're not man enough to defeat any sort of conditions. Yes, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So this particular presentation is to create an awareness of what is actually happening out there. Look at the first caption. They say about 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. 1 in 8.
Yep.
That's over 10%. You can see the statistics here, they're actually from the Cancer Institute of New Jersey, combined with Barnabas Health and many other sources. Where we got this information from? This information is not coming from me. It's not coming from John. It's coming from reliable sources that help us to understand the seriousness of this. Age could be a factor. 6 in 10. That's quite high for people who are over 65. And look at one of all those stats. It's 1 in 6 Black men are more than twice as likely to die of this disease condition. But the good news is this. If you're able to detect and take action, lives could be saved. Based on what we're going to be discussing, do you have any of these symptoms? Go and seek help with your professional, with your doctor. Look at some of the stats that we have in there. 2023. The prevalence of prostate, 288. Estimated new cases, 34,000. Deaths estimated. 1 in 8 men in the state of being diagnosed. 68% of men know someone who has a condition. Do you know somebody? Can you help them? 1 in 4 never discuss with their doctors. 53% have never even worried about getting, they can care less, but it's real, it's present. You could be attacked at any point in time. Hence, the reason why we're creating this platform, to create awareness for men and the support you could receive from the women. Some men are not even familiar with some of these telltale signs. What are some of the signs? What are some of the warnings? Well, today's presentation, hopefully, will be able to create and provide some insights. And some don't even want to talk about it, even if they are having this pain, the pain, going through some of the excruciating situation. That's meant for you. But today's presentation will provide you with some signal. What exactly is it? The prostate. It's an abnormal growth and spread of cell. You see, it's all about cell now. Of one part of the body to another. So it spread gradually, but in the area that we've indicated. Can you see some of the things that the prostate can actually affect? You can see the prostate glands. You can see the rectum, the bladder. You can see the prostate itself. 2 balls in there. The uterus, the penis. If all these parts of your body are affected, guess what? It will certainly affect other organs and other parts of the abdomen, other part of your endocrine system, the inner organ. If they malfunction, then they're definitely going to affect your whole body system. The lungs, the pancreas, the digestive system, the pancreas system, your blood system will be affected. We can see the ripple effect this particular condition can have. Anything that spread to your bone, then it will stop your bone from actually manufacturing those marrow. And that could reduce quite dramatically your B12 constitution in your whole body. And that's dangerous. So it therefore suggests that this system, this condition require careful sensitivity. Check it out. Let's look into some of the different types. Transitional cell, the transnomial, neuroendocrine, which could be the tumor that could actually take place. The carcinoma, which is your small cell. Squamous, which is your carcinoma. The process sarcoma, which is a very, very soft tissue underneath the part of the prostate. Can you see that man actually holding? And they develop in various stages. When it starts, it can start very, very simple. And once you are able to have it detected quickly, intervention can be undertaken. Your doctor, your physician can help you in this regard. Sometimes at stage 1, the doctor may not be able to even discern or discover. Sometimes they send you home, they say you have nothing to worry about. But in reality, you have a lot to worry about. When it gets to stage 2, when it begins to develop, and the moment you get to stage 4, that's a full-blown. Then it can then lead to a cancerous, damaging different part of the cell that help to build your whole body. Then your body, your cell begin to, then your ability for your body to transport any of the hormonal constitutions inside your body begin to deteriorate fast. Some of you may have remembered, and we're going to also now go back. When we're talking about some of the molecular adjustment, the ICEA signaling molecule can help to address. It's all about the body composition or the body system to be able to reproduce the different cells, new ones, to replace either the dying or the damaged. And you can imagine somebody who is taking the redox signaling molecule supplement, at the very early stage of detection of that could fortify and allow the body immune capability, the immune system, to fight, repair any damage or flush out dead cells around the area. Can you see why, if you are able to get product, supplement, a drug can address the situation right from its infancy is 80%, 90% winning hand of the battle. That's why early detection and action and creating a platform like this to create a lot of awareness is so important, it's so vital. The moment you begin to discern some of the symptom, it is time for action. Yes, you are a man, but you're not man enough to overcome what your body is saying. Listen to your body. Very important, vitally, incredibly important. Incredibly important. Your body talks to you. Don't ignore it. It is time to start giving it that particular attention that the body. Hence the reason week in, week out, over the last 5-6 years, we'll be presenting this particular presentation. That's why appropriately, this program is called Know Your Body Program. Yes, your body talks from time to time. Every day, in fact, listen to it. You are the only one that listens to your body. You are the only one that takes action in terms of what should be action that should be taken. You are the only one who knows your body, what is actually taking place in there. If not, listen more carefully and take decisive action, because the outcome, once it starts, if you're already going into stage 4, that could be too late. Difficult to be able to tackle and to envelop the disease. We want to envelop the disease, curtail that disease, contain it at stage 1, most at stage 2. Redox signaling can help quite enormously right from those 2 stages, can intervene very quickly. Know that it's not going to be able to work at stage 3 and 4. Yes, it will be able to work, but at a slower pace. Let's add the next. Let's develop it further. Remember the month? The month is called the month for prostate awareness. Now, look into all the different systems that we've just displayed here, needing to rush to the toilet to pass urine. Feeling that your bladder has not emptied fully. You've just been to the toilet and your system is just saying you haven't. Stay there. After you wee, stay for at least 1 or 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 30 seconds more to flush out. And all of a sudden, you see, feeling the sensation that you want to pass urine when you just had one. That could be a sign. Run to the doctor. Or you're passing the urine quite more often. I mean, I was talking to one of our clients very recently. I said, what's the sign you're having? He said, oh, in the night, maybe I wake up to go to the toilet 3-4 times. I said, well, have you checked your glands, your prostate? And he actually went to the GP. He found out that it was just a stage 2 level of the disease. Can you see? Just getting the help at the right time is so vital, so important. So you can see those symptoms in there. Do you know, or are you suffering? Check for cancer. You say that could save your life. And you got also the contact, the phone number. Like I said earlier, erectile dysfunction, or you are tired most of the time. This could be some telltale sign or sensation when you want to go and pee and wee. And can you see right now, erectile dysfunction? This is where your wife, your girlfriend could be concerned because you cannot perform that husbandly or boyly duty. And that could cause some concern. That could even undermine your own personal confidence as a man. And you're hiding it away. You cannot go and speak to your doctor. There is no taboo in any of what we are discussing now. Let's discuss it openly and maturely. That's what this platform is all about. Open discussion, open forum. And I'll be interviewing Derek and Tony. I think they're already on the platform in the next few minutes in terms of what are their own observations, creating the awareness among all the different people. Different demographics. But it does affect every single person on the planet. What are some of the risk factors? Your hormone changes. Chemical could be in your family history, but not necessarily hereditary. Very likely men above the age of 50, they're more prone. Race and ethnicity. Well, it's been found that a lot of ethnic minority of African Caribbean origin, Indian and Asian subcontinent, they are more likely, highly likely to be affected more than the white counterpart. What the scientists have not been able to actually address, what is the causal, why is that? What was the correlation between your ethnicity? This is what's baffling. And a lot of researchers are going into it to see, is it the food, is it the dietary supplement, or is it just a genetic constitution? What exactly is it? Well, a lot of research are taking place into all of these risk factors. What are the telltale signs? What should you refrain from? Is it genetics or the changes in terms of your molecular growth and formation in your body? Or is it the location where you are? What are some of the risk factors? Well, epidemiologists, they undertake a lot of research in terms of outbreak or what are common things to particular geographical location. Researches are going on in various universities around the globe, particularly in America, because America spends eons of dollars research finding out what are some of the risk factors, what are the contributing factors, what people can do. And on the pages of this particular platform, we'll be unveiling more and more information relating to this particular topic, as we have done with diabetes, as we have done with arthritis, as we have done with pain, sleep disorder, and many, many more. Let's develop the point now to the next level of understanding. What are some of the possible treatment? Can you see how we'll be able to find what could be, how we can discover when you go for diagnosis? But even before it gets there, if you do regular checks about your own body, if you listen to your body more effectively, you're more likely going to trap it before the situation gets out of hand. But by the time you start going into stage 3 or 4, you need to maybe chemotherapy. And that's even quite painful. And chemo is not only painful, but it is the after effect. It is the deposit of chemical inside your body that your body will have to fight again to get rid of. Some of them are deposited in your bladder, in your digestion system, or in your lymphatic system, and they can create blockage into your whole system of circulation. And that could possibly create the challenges that could take place in the process. Can you see why it is important for you to undertake, check quickly, regularly in terms of your exposure to these particular conditions and disease? Let's develop into the next slide. And you see exactly what are some of the preventative steps. This platform is all about prevention. Remember the saying, prevention is better. And I will also add, it is equally cheaper than cure. If you smoke 10 cigarettes a day, reduce it down to 0. Don't smoke at all. Get your body to that particular state of rejection, smoke, or even drugs. Physical activity is important. You don't have to do it explosively, because when you're getting older, those explosive run, or you must go to the gym, they're not necessarily recommended for older generation. Walking in the park, a little bit brisk, squatting, gently, and carrying out some physical exercise. Don't take the car if you're going to walk for a mile or 2. Look at yourself in the mirror. Remember last week, Dr. Luhan was actually showing up with all the different style that the TCM, Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, the preventative action that we can take. Wait, this is where your sugar level, this is where it is connected now. They become a collider with diabetes. If your weight is out of proportion, yeah, that could create a lot of blockage. Look at the other one. It said, eat at least 2.5 cups of wide variety of vegetables and fruit. Easier said than done. Majority of all, what do we normally naturally actually get hold of? Fizzy drinks. Or orange juice. Do you know how much sugar was actually baked into the orange juice? So if you're already diabetic, you are compounding. You are creating what is called in the medical field, confounding. properties, confounding factor that can exacerbate, that can increase your worsening the condition that your body has actually found itself. Take some fatty foods. There is no problem with eating some fatty stuff. But anything that is too regular, is too often, is always going to be bad anyway, no matter how good the food is. Yeah, a little bit of fat is good for our body. It could give us B12 and other vitamins that we need for our body to be able to function properly. But if you keep on eating McDonald's, KFC every single day or very often, then nobody is going to actually have to tell you that there's a time that you have to put some step on the pedals. When you take some of these steps into account, your doctor will tell you anyway. This is not a prescriptive PowerPoint. This is educational PowerPoint. Educational information. You can go back to your doctor and say, is it really true that if I refrain from all of this, the doctor will tell you. It just, the exposure of you to any of this, the prostate condition will be reduced, may not eliminate. And taking appropriate action can help to manage it even better than if you're not taking any actions at all. Let's develop a point to the next one. We want you to have that quality of life, not just survival. Don't go into old age with you having to jump from one form of sickness to the other. You're not aging gracefully. You are aging disgracefully in terms of your health, with a lot of pain. These can be reduced quite substantially. We're looking into here some countries in Europe, and we're trying to see if there are any correlation between some of these conditions and the lifestyle. 3 million people currently live with prostate cancer in Europe. How many population do we have in Europe? Well, we have about 350, 300 million people. So how many in every 1,000? So you can imagine that's quite the rate of prevalence is relatively high. Some more than a year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. Are you among those groups? Could you look for support? Are you willing? After today's presentation, when you see some of those signs, are you willing to have it communicated, to be listened to? Tell a friend who may have. If you feel shy that you don't want to discuss it, complete our inquiry form. Send it to us. Somebody will respond to you confidentially. Because the whole purpose of this particular platform, the information we're providing, is to provide you that necessary help at the point of impact. That's what the platform is designed to do, nothing else. Remember, it's an educational platform. We're not therapists. We're not providing the solution for you. We're providing information that correct. We are in the supporting capacity. Someone that is visionary for you to be able to spot danger, then you take the necessary step for preventative purposes. So get this support you needed. Take the step, as we mentioned earlier. So I think on this platform right now, we have, let me see. I think we have Derek. Derek, are you there? I just wanted to tell us maybe some of the things that you know about this particular subject and why are men behaving that they're real men and they run away from reality. Derek, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you very clearly.
Okay, great. Wonderful presentation. I like what you pulled together there. That was very good. We're in Birmingham, England, in the UK, and we run a men's health and well-being group. We've got over 70 guys in that group. We understand that's the largest group of this kind in the UK. We tended, for whatever reason, to attracted quite a lot of older guys and quite a lot from the Afro-Caribbean community. And prostate cancer affects quite a lot of the guys. We didn't know this when we started. Probably about half of these guys are suffering, had prostates out, are being treated, have recently been diagnosed, are in rehab, etc. I'm not a medic. That's not my background. And a number of things you said, I can resonate from a holistic point of view. And basically, it does appear to affect our community, as in the Black community, disproportionately. You mentioned a couple of things there. 1 in 4 Black guys are at risk of prostate cancer. In the UK, I do wonder, and I think we spoke earlier today, is that actually while disproportionately the community has been affected, there is not the resources or the priority to support that group. The other thing that I'd also say is that while a number of organizations have and secure millions of pounds, there's still a lot of, I think, basic questions which are unanswered in terms of why does prostate cancer affect our community disproportionately? So that's a big one, especially all the money being plowed into research. It points to our genetics, but nobody can definitively say that. Again, we talk about testosterone, which we seem to produce more of, apparently. But just talking to the guys in our area and in our group, the support around prostate cancer is very patchy. I think the first port of call is actually a blood test. And what I was going to say is then what we're finding, and even more so now, it's very difficult to actually book an appointment with the doctor to get that initial blood test. You mentioned 50. I'll also say that for our community, that figure's dropped to 45. And we've had guys in their 30s who have had prostate cancer. And the other thing I also want to say, that while you alluded to and gave all the symptoms of prostate cancer, I also wanted to say for some guys, they had no symptoms at all. They never had any of the problems around urine, etc. So that's something we need to be conscious of as well. So I'm saying this to say that I think 2 big things for me in that I want to leave with the group is that 1 in 5 guys doesn't reach 65, and I think that is a dramatic statistic, that our societies are not looking at why men are dying of prostate cancer and other things. I will say about 1/3 of that statistic is older guys who haven't been diagnosed, and they've been diagnosed in an advanced stage and then they die. The other 2/3 is for younger guys who commit suicide. So that's a frightening statistic that our societies globally are not taking into account. Secondly, from the UK's perspective, we have a women's health strategy, but the biggest inequality that I ever have seen is the fact we don't have a men's health strategy. And, you know, guys say that, oh, you know, the women are doing this and doing that. But we need to push back on that. Consecutive governments have not put the resources in place, because there's no point having a strategy unless you put money in there to actually do something about these conditions, and least of all prostate cancer. So we don't have a national screening program, and I am really pushing and pulling for that. But one thing I should end in saying, that speaking to even some guys today, I think the support around the existing support is not as good as it could be, right from diagnosis to treatment, alternative treatments to rehab. There's not enough time, energy put in to counsel guys going through that journey. And I'm talking to guys all the time. I spoke to 2 guys today. One guy's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and you know, he doesn't feel he has been supported, and he doesn't have access to anybody. So hence groups like ourselves. But I have to say that we get a very nominal amount of support, whereas other organizations get millions, and we would love to get some of those millions, because we would know how to redirect that. So there's a lot to be done. I will say in ending, rehab is not very good in terms of having had the operation, not me personally, but guys having the operation, they feel they're on their own, and having to go through that, where, you know, they have all sorts of symptoms and after effects. And also, I think that not enough is put into, when you do actually have the operation, the repercussions of potentially men being erectile dysfunction. So it's not just taking the prostate out. I actually feel that as a society, we should be looking at quality of life, yeah, that actually after the operation. But thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Wonderful, Derek. This has been absolutely amazing. I remember when we were discussing issues relating to diabetes, and he doesn't want to be called a doctor, but I still refer him to Tony Kelly. He was saying, they said, the people in authority say, we cannot find them. He said, are they in the Mars? Are they in Mars or in Jupiter? Tony will be actually be talking about this particular subject today. Yes, poor leadership, poor attention to, yeah, it's also something that you mentioned in there, Derek, that, yeah, there is no screening program. Have you ever been written a letter to say, come for your prostate check?
Absolutely not. And that is actually a massive dilemma and an inequality that I think goes beyond belief, actually.
I think men, because for some reason, within the medical or health and wellness community, men are usually ignored, and the focus is always on the women. And what some of researchers are actually finding out is because women are closer to children, and they're the one that take a lot of proactive steps. And thinking, oh yeah, even men, when you made those facilities available, they find it difficult, or don't even want to access those facilities in the first place. But does it stop us to providing that information horizontally and having a multi-sectorial approach? This is where the issues are, and this is why this platform is going to be important.
Well, I was going to add that I've come across guys way over 50 who wasn't even conscious of having blood tests to check their prostate. So again, I think the awareness is lacking, but then awareness is one aspect, but I'm saying we need to also take affirmative action. So here's a basic blood test. I mean, I must confess, I spoke to a guy today, and I was saying that they are private companies that are available, and as in if people can afford to pay, they should do that rather than wait for 6 months, wait for 3 months through the NHS and find that their cancer is in an advanced stage.
Correct. So the good news is we, with our medical and health and wellness team, we might be able to help. Just send us information confidentially. You can see there, you can complete inquiry form, which is going to be on the chat box right now. Simply complete that. Send it to us confidentially. We'll be able to signpost you to some of our experts, medical and other healthcare professionals. who could provide you support. But did you listen to what Derek is saying? It doesn't even tell you, it doesn't even give you any sign. Did you listen to that? That's more insidious. That's more terrifying in a process. Before we move on to Tony Kelly, I just have a room for one person either to make comment or to ask question. One only before we move to Tony. You only have a few seconds to do that. If you don't have that second to do it, then it will pass by very quickly. Yeah. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, what were you going to say?
Oops, I wasn't planning on saying anything, but at the moment, like I said, it needs to be targeted, needs to be addressed, and the causes. We know prostate enlargement, which is different from prostate cancer, all the different aspects of exploring prostate, and us being here at Pioneer Natural Medicine, we have provided a supplement that can relieve the situation, but we need to be maybe the focus point as we're becoming, as Derek was saying, there isn't more or less a focal point where things can be concentrated, our efforts, concerted effort can be concentrated so we can tackle the problems. Some of it seems to be political, economical, and probably the social aspect of it as well, because prostate cancer is something that most people don't want to talk about. The procedure of testing sometimes is a bit evasive and so on. But I think between the BPI and the ASEA, it's a good tool. And we have a good tool to more or less target the situation. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Very good. Before it develops to that size of proportion, we can provide you with enormous amount of support and help and information. We have products that have been helping millions of people around the globe to deal with these particular medical conditions, whereby even before it develops into a cancerous condition, even before it enlarges to a bigger size, we can curb it at the point of impact. Yes, we have that product. If you know anyone who is suffering from it right now, and they're already using some of the drugs are fine if it works for you. We're not against any usage of drugs, but what we're against is sometimes it can deposit within you a lot of side effect, which actually defeats the purpose in the first place of applying those particular drugs. But we have non-invasive, drug-free product, ASEA redox signaling molecule that can do a lot of justice and have been supporting millions of people around the globe in terms of men's and women's health. And we're going to be sharing some of this product with you after Tony Kelly's. Just before Tony Kelly, yes, John.
Just a couple of points. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
UCL done a lot of research on climate-related evolutionary advantages, which is why one piece of research came out that in 1600, about 30% of the population of Portugal was African. But of course, the evolutionary advantages to survive in that climate would kill off those who have fewer advantages. And that's basically how evolution works. I'm trying to remember the name of the book. I think it's called The Language of the Genes. But there is a climate and ethnicity and survival connection. Okay. I mean, if I went and lived in our beloved Nigeria, I'd be popped off in no time because I'm just not built for that, you know. But I can live quite happily on an iceberg. Similarly, you know, it's something in there. So what I suggest is that, well, as any woman will tell you, men just don't go to the doctors. They just will not go to the doctors. It's nothing. It's not being bloody minded. It's an inherited survival instinct not to show weakness. I mean, it's out of date. It's obsolete. But you know, here we are in the UK, and we're blessed with our NHS.
Yeah.
So just go in there. There are people going there with toenail fungus and stuff, and you could be, you know, have something that's killing you. So that's my 2 pence.
Wonderful, John. Excellent stuff. Go and check her out. Now, we're now going to go into Tony Kelly. Tony Kelly, you are welcome to the platform.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sunny, for having me. And I see some familiar faces on there. And it's nice to see Derek Giddon, who spoke before me. I've been to his men's group at least 3 times to talk to his men about my pet subject, diabetes. But also, apart from that, I'm Birmingham based, by the way, for listeners who have never heard me before. But apart from that, within my diabetes awareness events, I have a pack of prostate, whether it's all women are there or a mixture of men and women or just men on their own. I divert or digress for a short time in my presentations and always mention the need for men, and especially Black men, and Black I mean African, Caribbean, and South Asian men, to go and get their PSA, that is the blood, done. My mother and her 2 sisters, they were all nurses from Jamaica back in the 50s, 52, 53, and 56. And when I reached 40, my mother kept on saying to me, that's the first time I heard of the prostate, you must get your prostate, the PSA blood test done every year annually. And do not make any doctor tell you, oh, you look as right as rain. She said to me, ask them straight away if they have X-ray vision to know what's going on in your body. So I get my cheekiness from my mother, where she says to me, you tell them they must do the blood test, which will determine whether your readings have been elevated, have risen higher than they should be for your age, or whether they're stable. Now, I want readers and listeners and viewers to understand the prostate is the only organ in the human body which increases in size as you get older. Every other organ in the human body decreases in size. So, yes, we're here talking about prostate cancer. And then here is this thing which I show in all my events. 1 in 4 Black men will get prostate cancer. But don't make the word cancer frighten you and you get fearful and scared about it. It might be a case that you have prostatitis, which is an infection, or it might be a case of you have had an enlarged prostate, and that's causing you to have what we in the Caribbean would call stoppage of water. And I put it simple. Think of you're out there watering your garden, and the hose pipe suddenly has a kink in it. So it bends over, the hose pipe, and the water is not flowing properly. That's the same issue with some people and their prostate, where it's not flowing properly and they have to go quite often or only passing a small amount at a time. If in doubt, check it out. And as John said earlier, it's a gender thing. I talk about it in my diabetes events. Women at the first sign of an itch, a twitch, a pain, make a beeline to go and see their GP. Men instead suffer in silence like the ostrich, the largest bird on the planet, at the first sign of danger, buries its head in the sand. Us as men do that. So we're there suffering, and the problem is not getting better, it's exacerbating, it's getting worse. And prostate cancer, I say, remember my health disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional, but I do know it is one of the easiest cancers to cure if caught early. So this macho manly thing of wanting to, I can't be seen to cry. I can't be seen to show my emotions. I mustn't show my feelings. I must always be macho and manly, come what may. Even when men die, you ask him if anything wrong with you, they say no wrong with them. We need to get out of that mindset because, as John also said, when I go and I travel abroad a lot, certain countries in the world, every time you have to go and see a GP, it's money, money, money you have to pay out of your pocket. Here, the National Health Service is free, and you're supposed to go yearly. Once you hit the 40 to 45 as a Black man mark, you're supposed to go yearly and ask and insist. And if you have problems with your GP and they're saying, oh, I think you're okay, because people have come up to me and said, the GP said, I don't think you need to have the PSA test done. You tell them, Tony Kelly said. There's a man in Birmingham named Tony Kelly who said, you are to have the test. And don't let GPs, who some people put on a pedestal or as demigods and so on, put you off from taking it. And also, you're in a relationship with your wife, your girlfriend or so on. If needs be, for support, take them with you. Sometimes it's a very fearful, frightening situation because you don't know whether they're going to do the digital rectal examination, which is the finger up the bum, but have family support there. Have somebody who you can trust, who can go with you. They won't necessarily go behind the screen with you when the doctor, male or female doctor, is going to test this walnut gland, the prostate, which is the size of a walnut. But then, as I said, it can be enlarged to like an orange or a tangerine or a satsuma or as large as a grape and causing you to have waterworks. And women in particular, if you notice your man is getting up at night 3, 4, 5 times, that's a worrying sign straight away. And if you notice, when they go to the toilet at night, they're spending half an hour to get back into the bedroom, that should tell you, you're not supposed to take that long to go to the toilet. So women, you have to be alert as well and get them kicking and screaming, drag them. I'm telling you, kicking and screaming, drag them to go and get their blood test done. That's the starting point. And then you take it from there to determine whether it's elevated, they say, and whether it might need them having to go, as you showed in your slides there, Dr. Sunny, under the X-ray and see whether the walnut gland has been enlarged or whether they have to have an inspection, a feeling of the prostate to see whether it's lumpy, whether it's hard, because it shouldn't be lumpy and hard, and whether it's gone very big. There's so many different ways now of getting to this situation. And as I said, 1 in 4 Black men will get prostate cancer. But if they get it early, get seen early, it's the easiest one to cure of all of the cancers that are known to man and woman. And this suffering in silence and burying the head in the sand, us men, we've got to step up to the plate. And I go there within my diabetes events. And just like how I go to Derek Didden's group, where he has about 70 odd men, I tell them the same day, come on, check it out. If in doubt, check it out. Do not sit down there thinking, no, I don't want this to happen. I can't. There's a lot of homophobia around, especially in some Caribbean countries where some people would say they would rather a woman put their finger in terms of the digital rectal examination. Some say, I don't care if it's a man or woman. You have children, you have grandchildren, you want to see the beautiful world. You don't want to be dying in your 40s, 50s, 60s when you can actually live. And we live in a developed country where all the facilities are there. As I say, I go to Jamaica, I'm going there back soon again. Every time they have to go and see a GP, it's money, money, money. They have to pay. That doesn't mean that the PSA, a blood test that will be, it can be a false narrative, can give you a false result. So it might need the examination to take place. But I firmly have mine done every year, my PSA done, instilled in me by my nursing mother, my mother as a nurse, and about this issue of, I never knew anything about the prostate when I was growing up. We were so virile and manly and what have you. But the older you get, and as Derek and yourself said, people in their 30s and 40s, Black men have been known to develop prostate cancer. And you wonder, whoa, what's going on here? Why at such an early age? But I'm appealing to people watching the program. Get them kicking and screaming, the men. They're into, oh, as I said, the women will go, the men will head to the rum bar or to play cricket or to watch football match. They're suffering, you know, but they're still not prepared to go and get their waterworks checked. And I implore and beg and beseech in my diabetes events, I digress a little when I'm doing it, and I show them, I have so many of these talking about a particular prostate cancer information for Black men. I show them that. The PSA blood test and prostate cancer, I show them that. This card checks your risk of prostate cancer. I'm an advocate, just like how Derek is within his men's group. And there's Aidan as well, who does the same thing. There's Errol McKellar in London. We need more of us out there, champions, community ambassadors, to get this message across. Ignorance is bliss. And it's about awareness raising. I don't like the word education because education gives the image that you want the person to go back to school. I'm not into awareness raising. And platforms like what you're on here, Dr. Sonny, with your team, and what others are doing out there and what I am doing, that's raising their awareness. Because not everybody is as au fait and aware and up to date with all this stuff. And sometimes it's good to hear from patients who are either undergoing treatment or who have had an enlarged prostate or who are undergoing diagnosis or so on. Because in fairness to the doctors, sometimes you get Black men, especially in a group. My God, when they start talking, they don't stop. You know, so it's sometimes better for somebody will say, I didn't realize that was the issue. I didn't realize this, or so on and so forth. So encouraging men to go to some of these men's groups that are out there, to share their problem. A problem shared is a problem halved. It's what it's all about. And I'll stop there for now because you need to continue, and then questions might be asked of me later. But I'm an advocate of getting tested yearly without fail.
Very good. Excellent. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Tony Kelly, for being part of today's awareness program in terms of what the process is all about. Now, the other fact is a lot of men don't even want to take anything relating to tablets. They don't want to take any drugs at all. We have some product. Men out there, you can hear it now, this does not have anything of allopathic intervention, purely holistic and homeopathic. I'm going to share with you now one of our products that have been helping thousands and millions of people all over the world. Right, if you just put it, I say one on this particular platform right now. What does it actually do? This particular product, what is the name? Well, it's actually produced by one of our engaging partners, ASEA redox signaling molecule. I think Andrew had made mention of this earlier. Now, the whole remit, the whole essence of this particular product, it will develop over an extended period of time. Clinically proven, and also in terms of application, these products are being used by many, many people to deal with different medical conditions in our body. Why is that? Well, the reality is this. Our body is made up of cell or our genes. The cells have the capability, the body has the capability of reproducing these cells in millions and billions every single day, month, week. Yes, but at the time we start growing from the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, the body's capability to be able to reproduce those cells, to replace the old one with the new ones, will start deteriorate and start declining. The body now becomes unable to transport, to communicate between one part of the body. So the hormone that is being transported very easily and quickly, this process begins to reduce in scope and in intensity. Why is that? Well, the discovery of the scientific analysis revealed that we are attacked by the food we eat. A lot of them are acidic, junk. By the air we breathe. If you live in London, I think it was Tony who was actually saying some time ago on this particular platform. It's equivalent to smoking a packet of cigarette, 20 sticks of cigarette every single day. The level of toxicity that the environment actually deposits into our body system is just unimaginable. In fact, the way our body is being abused, whether we know about it or we don't, passively, it's just totally incredible. All of these create a lot of blockages, a lot of system, a lot of just all kinds of molecular adjustments. So when this product is released about 10 years ago, after 10, 12 years of research, scientists from various universities around the globe, including Bath University in the UK, that were part of this particular production of this product, because these were not things that any of us have been told. Those who got their medical degree, health wellness degree, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, some of them are still in the system. And you can imagine they're using the analog, the same thing that we're doing over and over again over the last 30, 40 years, exactly the same thing they still do. They only know about allelopathy. Give a drug, give a surgery, give the aphorism, give this. If the client comes along and says it's not working, guess what the doctors will do? They increase the dose. And that creates a lot of compounded and complexity. Yeah, in the medical terms called the co-founding issues, that it blows the situation out of the extraordinary into the extraordinary rather than from the ordinary. Can you see? This is the complexity. But this particular product, the acid redox signaling molecule, is designed to improve your immune capability and your immune system. Once your immune system is balanced, guess what? You reach what is called homeostatic state. And within that homeostatic state, your body is balanced. Once your body is balanced, nobody touches you. It can deal with all the radicals. It can produce a different level of enzymes, can help us to repair. It can then communicate faster. It can give us the level of endurance we need. And guess what? This particular supplement is made up of water and sodium chloride. Nothing else. No chemical building into the all natural to the body. So when you take this, it allows the body to negotiate and work with natural properties. Hence, it uses homeopathic strategy. Homeopathy simply means same for same. A body is natural, it requires natural intervention in the process. This particular platform, I had to make the disclaimer right now, we are not against any allopathic or Western-based intervention. We're not against that at all. But what we are providing is awareness of what choices are available for people to have. Do you know somebody who is actually having prostate enlargement at this point in time, but it hasn't even developed into a cancerous condition? Or if even it has migrated into that level, after they even taken it, they're taking a lot of chemo, no resident. They can still use this redox to detoxify their own system because the body needs to come back to its capable performing capabilities. The testimonial for this product, you just cannot imagine. It's just immense. Whether you're a diabetic patient, or you're a prostate cancer sufferer, or you are suffering from andropause, male version of menopause, or as a woman, you're suffering from hot flush, the report I'm getting back from my client who have actually taken this product is just incredible. I had a lady, she was on this platform 5 weeks ago. And when we're talking about this, you said, oh, exactly, you are pinpointing to the issue that's affecting me right now. He ordered the product, placed the order, he bought 4 bottles of this particular product about 4 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, she called me and said, I stopped taking, I've given the reader signaling molecule a proportion to work. He said, after 2 weeks, my hot flushes and sweating, he said, I have not suffered any of that within the last 2 weeks. 5 weeks ago, in the month of August, this lady actually bought the product. I had another man, a client of one of my doctor colleagues, who is actually type 1 diabetic. Type 1, Tony, who is the advocate for ambassador for NHS Birmingham, will tell you, type 1 is very difficult to find solution. Scientific study is actually going into how we can find, particularly in America, how your body can be made naturally to produce the insulin that will decompose the sugar level and move them very swiftly, communicate them into the bloodstream. This man had to take injection of insulin to help to break down those sugar, the lactose and the glucose, into turning into the blood, and remove that concentration and conurbation of sugar being built up in your body, and that brings out of that medical condition in a compounded and confounded form. He said to me he's been using this particular product for the last 5 years. And within the last 3 years, his doctor has confirmed that his condition has improved more than 60%. And he doesn't take the injection 3-4 times a day. Sometimes for a whole day, may not even take the injection at all. And the body is not able to support itself. So what the reader signaling molecule does, it uses the body molecule, your water, your oxygen, your carbon dioxide, your blood, in a fortified way for body to support itself. You may have remembered during the time of COVID, they said, wow, if you take this vaccine, what was the aim of the vaccine? To improve your what? Immune system. Once your immune system is good, you cannot survive from COVID. That was what they made us to believe. And people start, then it's okay, if you don't take it, we force you to take it because you cannot travel if you don't take it, right? But a lot of people rush into it, they've taken it, and some people it has a lot of negative reaction because it's a foreign material to some of our, body system. Our bodies are very different, they're very intricate, right? What works for John may not work for me necessarily, and to the level of that intervention. And that's why a doctor will always have you to sign a form anytime you're going to a hospital, that they're not giving you 100% guarantee. So what are we talking about here? We have something that you can use. If you know anyone, this is a product. You say to them, try for a month. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, it is not fine, then we'll look for something else. But the company, our partner product, gives a guarantee that if you use a whole box for the 5 weeks and you have not seen any improvement, bring the box back with all the empty bottles and they will refund your money. That's a guarantee. Over the last 15 years, the latest report I received is that they have not had more than, not even up to 100 who has actually requested for their money back. None. Up to. So in terms of the populations, at the population level, at the individual level, must be working. Not only this particular product, not only working for human, it also works for your animal, your dog, your rabbit, your rats, your horses, in the same way. So the body must have that capability to be able to work within itself and bring itself to its optimum functionality. The product, it has no side effect because it is completely native. You're using the body system, you're using the body molecule to activate, you're using this product to activate the body molecule to adjust itself. That's, I call it molecular adjuster. It adjusts your molecule for them to function to their full capability. And you can recover in the process. Toxicity, no. Some of the issue that we have in our system is that some of us suffer from damaged cell, or they are very weak. They cannot communicate between the other part of the organs. In that case, they cannot carry any hormone to the different part of the body. What the signaling molecule does, it can rejuvenate those particular cells. If they are already dead, it flushes them out of the system through the drainage system. So that it allows the body to now have new cell that can be replicated. Because if your body, if that part of the body is clean, then it has a higher possibility to be able to rejuvenate and regenerate additional new cells. But if the dead cells are actually covering up, then you have a problem. And all of that could cause a lot of multi-sectorial part of the body can be affected. Then you suffer from diabetes, you suffer from arthritis, you suffer from all the different blockages could happen. That's one of the products. How about the other product that we have? Well, this is our inner voice technology. This inner voice technology, what does it actually do? Well, this is a technology whereby you can use your mobile phone, literally, doesn't matter which country you're based in, it's able to find out some indication of what could be happening in your body. This is one of the products that Andrew was talking about earlier. See what you see and hear about a BIPI technology, which is bio-natural, indicative, preventative, and innovative technology that uses your voice. You speak. I am Sonny Ahunse, a friend of Anthony and Derek. John is our friend in the process, and we live in United States of America, the continent, about 10-12 seconds. You pick up that vibration of that your body vocal and analyze your whole cell and can produce reports about what are some of the indications in your whole body. And you can send this information to your GP. Obviously, your GP needs to understand how to read it. And it's able to, rather than doing speculative analysis as far as our body is concerned, the GP or the doctor, the physician can look into specific areas of our body where those indications are being shown. Isn't that incredible?
Absolutely.
This is what are you now willing and able to play this particular? And this is going to be our last presentation.
Introducing an unmatched innovation from the School of Bionatural Medicine, the BP technology. This development redefines the landscape of patient imaging. The BP technology opens a new frontier in patient imaging by infusing the precision of advanced quantum technology into the heart of healthcare. It's not just an imaging tool, it's a comprehensive health assessment solution designed to bridge the distance between patients and advanced care. Imagine the ability to undergo a detailed full-body scan without leaving the comfort of your home. BP makes this a reality, offering a non-invasive remote scanning service that meticulously analyzes 130 organs, delving into the very fabric of your being. From the vitality of your cells to the robustness of your bones and the integrity of your chromosomes. But BP's innovation doesn't stop at its remote capabilities or its breadth of analysis. This technology is a testament to the School of Bionatural Medicine's commitment to personalized healthcare. Each scan is not just a snapshot of your current health. It's a gateway to a tailored health and wellness plan, designed to preemptively address potential health issues and optimize your well-being. With BP, healthcare is not just reactive. It's predictive, it's preventative, and it's personalized. It's about empowering patients with knowledge and insights that were previously beyond reach, opening up a world where health decisions are informed, precise, and proactive. In embracing the BP technology, we're not just adopting a new tool, we're welcoming a new era. An era where the complexities of the human body are no longer mysteries, but open books, where distance and accessibility to new age healthcare are no longer barriers. The School of Bionatural Medicine is proud to be at the forefront of this revolution, bringing the future of healthcare into the present. Welcome to the era of BP technology, where every scan brings us closer to a world of unparalleled health and well-being.
Isn't that incredible? Even that's a dream in most cases becomes the reality. But this is not just a dream. It's a product which is already supporting many, many people around the globe, providing indication to a physician globally. Gone are the day where we had to work with analog medical dispensation, which is what the situation is at this point in time. We want to work with digital doctors to provide the medical team tools that will enable them to transform the way they practice, and that's really transformative for many clients and patients, improve their experience. Not only just to help them, but to transform their own experience. The technology is not designed to replace the human doctors. It's designed to provide the necessary tools. We had to start from somewhere. It was on the same principles as MRI scan, but the fundamental difference is this. With the MRI scan, you had to physically go to a location, queue up, waiting time. But the BIPI, with your voice, with your mobile phone, is able to work through the sound wave, regardless of your geographical distance and separation from the healthcare professional. It's able to access your body and produces report that the doctor can further investigate. Can you see why it's an indicative technology? It's not a diagnostic machine. No, it is not. It's not diagnosing any particular disease, but it's able to show that indication with red or green or what the physician should be looking for. So we are moving away from the era of a time period where we're looking into speculative diagnosis. Have you ever seen a patient or a client, a relative say, oh yeah, I've been to the doctor, they say, I have no problem. But a few months later, they do have a problem. Have you heard of that before? It's prevalence. It's all over the place because the doctor do not have the solution for it all. And some of them are so busy that another human in front of them is just another commodity on the conveyor belt. This particular platform, we don't want to make people to be on the conveyor belt. We want people to be able to understand some of those things that are actually taking place and what intervening step that is necessary. Now, if you feel that what you've heard so far for this 1 hour, 20 minutes have been useful, I'd like you to put number 1 in the chat box. If you feel, yes, it was a useful information today. You can see my 1111. My 111 is coming. Yeah. Information, supporting information that was produced by Tony Kelly, and the one supported by Derek, and the one supported and presented by John, Andrew, have been absolutely amazing. I have benefited enormously from this particular presentation. So if you find it useful, invite the loved one. Next Wednesday, we're having this program, Know Your Body program, every single Wednesday with different subjects, different topics, with different experts and professionals. Next week, we're going to be dealing with a doctor that will be talking about longevity using the redox signaling molecule. And it's going to be a lifestyle therapist and coach, and one of the medical doctors that was actually behind the development of this particular signaling molecule supplement in the process. Very good. If you feel that 1.5 hours has actually given you a lot of insightful information, could you imagine when you hear about the different medical conditions and how they can be addressed? Psychosomatic, sleep disorder, emerging technology, the impact they have on people economically, the global issue relating to technology supporting doctors, the global issue relating to trauma, how people are suffering when people lose a loved ones, the psychosomatic issue that they go through, how, who can support them through the healing process. This is what we're going to be enjoying on the 19th and the 20th. We look very so much to have actually had Tony Kelly, who was on our event the previous year and the last year, but he's going to be in Jamaica. But Tony, don't worry, we still want to see you even remotely, virtually, because the conference can be attended remotely anywhere you are in the world, and it can be attended in person. This year, we have a lot of university students that what their universities universities are doing for them. They set up a classroom in India, in Nigeria, in Germany. They'll be watching it live, listening to advanced people like Tony. Can you imagine Tony telling you a lot about diabetes? And we have some American doctor, but based in Indonesia, who is going to be dealing with metaphysics of EMDR. What is all of that? Eye movement processing, reprocessing. And this is to support a lot of people who are going through a lot of traumatic experiences because of the sad situation that they've experienced when they were young. Either they've been abused or they loved lost one. Some of the techniques that, oh my goodness. Ash, play the video. We are good to go. Stay tuned, don't go away. And this is the last video we're going to play. And we'll leave the floor.
Welcome to the London Medical Conference 2024, where innovation meets tradition and the future of healthcare is crafted today. On October 19th and 20th, the Queen Mary University in the heart of London will transform into a global hub of medical excellence and collaboration. This is not just a conference. This is a journey into the forefront of medical science and holistic wellness. Join the brightest minds and pioneering experts as they unveil new age technological advancements and timeless healing practices. Our keynote speakers will inspire and challenge you with topics that redefine the boundaries of healthcare. Dive into emerging technologies in healthcare and discover how AI and robotics are revolutionizing patient care. Explore the latest breakthroughs in prostate health, offering hope and new solutions. Delve into pain management strategies that are transforming lives. Learn about homeopathic solutions that blend tradition with modern science, and experience the wisdom of Chinese medicine, integrating patient practices with contemporary health needs. Come and engage in interactive workshops designed to ignite your curiosity and expand your expertise. Network with fellow professionals from around the world, forging connections that will drive your career and enrich your practice. Don't miss this opportunity to be part of something greater. The London Medical Conference 2024 is more than an event. It's a catalyst for change, a beacon of knowledge, and a community of visionaries. Register now and be part of the revolution in healthcare, because the future of medicine starts with us.
Isn't that amazing? I call this the medical festival that is coming up. Every year it's getting better and bigger. John would tell you that 5-6 years ago, we hardly even get people to even respond. Now, listen to this. When we started this year's arrangement for, we were looking for 10 speakers. 10. Right now we have over 40. But we still want to replace one of those speakers with Tony Kelly. Our indefatigable is irreplaceable on that subject of, but the reality is this. We just have to be at it. We have to provide information. But Tony is saying, don't call it education, because people, when you talk about education, they think they're going to go back to school to learn. We call it awareness. So who are going to be in attendance? We have medical doctors, we have therapists, we have health enthusiasts, we have students, we have researchers. From which part of the world? From all over the world. But we make it global because technology brings about proximity. Okay? You heard me right. Wherever you are, some people now on this particular platform, they are based in India. Some are in Zimbabwe. Some are in United States of America. Some are in Ghana. Some are in South Africa. Some are even in London. And even, don't forget, some are even from Birmingham. Right? So we are taking this to a different level altogether. What are the universities we've invited? Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, staff. We invited them. Macmillan Health, cancer research, different organizations. Do you know any organization that will benefit? A lot of our presenters this year, they are from NHS. And before, I think it's Tony Kelly alone that will come, and we said, wow, we have the NHS ambassador here for diabetes. But now most of the medical team, they look into this and say, wow, this is a platform not only to develop even other medical team, but it's to change the life of many. Can you imagine a junior doctor student who is studying in Harare University, University of Port Harcourt in Nigeria, University of the Dominican Republic, New Jersey? They are listening to seasoned doctors getting out, talking about signaling molecule, things that were not taught at the medical school. Practical, proactive, preventative strategy of dealing with health and wellness imbalances in our body. So as an organization, this is what we stand for. As an organization, yes, you can access this product from our website. We're just going to show you very, very briefly our website. It's not going to play any video. Ash, if you just put on the website where people can actually access this product and services. Just before Ash does that, I'm going to now leave the floor. Okay, this is our website, right? You can buy any of this product with any of those links, and they'll be delivered to you in any country you're in. So our website, you can go to the home, the BIPI technology, our entrepreneurship program, whereby our entrepreneurs are the one working with us, and we're creating business opportunities and possibilities for all of them. Are you a healthcare practitioner? You want to work with us? Yes, we can work together and bring together ability and the possibility for people to be able to be looked after remotely using digital transformation. Isn't that incredible? We have questions for 2 minutes, then the platform will be brought to a close. Questions, 1 or 2. Yeah, Tony, what's your last submission here?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed this one today. I thought I knew everything there was to know about prostate cancer and the prostate, but your slides were very informative, and the different types of treatment that one can get. And it's, as you always hear me say, Dr. Sonny, this issue of hard to reach communities. I despise, I loathe, yourself and John know that. I hate the term. We're not on Mars, Jupiter, in the rainforest, in the jungle, in the Himalayas, underneath the bottom of the sea. Describing African, Caribbean, Black people on the whole, South Asian and white working class people as hard to reach, I don't buy that. And somebody gave me a good take on it the other day. Said, Tony, the people who are hard to reach are the academics and the consultants and the professors who are in their ivory towers and behind their laptops. But you come with a different approach, Dr. Sonny, and your team, where you want to bring them together virtually and by whatever means possible. And that's to be applauded. I applaud you in trying to get people, as well as the patient experts and the ambassadors and the community champions alongside them, because I go to a lot of conferences and they only have guest speakers there as the doctors and the consultants and the professors. One needs to have the patient point of view being put across, which is why I'm pleased over the years. You've always invited me. I'm so sorry I can't be here. But later on, give me an email or WhatsApp later on and see if I can link up. Because I looked at the 2 dates, the 19th and 20th. And there's nothing in my diary apart from being on the sunny, lovely beach in Jamaica. Because my tour in Jamaica starts 1st of November. So if I can join with the time difference, etc., I will. And if you want me to say a few words or so on, but we'll talk about that outside this meeting. But that's me, over and out.
Python's there.
I can help you, Tony.
Yes, please, John.
I'll go to Jamaica and you stay here in England.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Do we still have Derek on the platform here?
Yes, I am. I wanted to make a comment, actually. Thanks very much for great presentations. Thanks for the invitation. It was very informative. One thing that I'm very keen on is that while a lot of medical conditions that besiege us, we need in the first place to get a referral from our GPs. At least of all in our area, that's almost nigh impossible or very, very difficult. One of the things that we're on and applied to is actually to bring testing into our community. And I just wanted to put that out there, that across the country, across the UK, we want to do that so that we break down this accessibility and, where we're not able to get that contact with the doctor. So we are working very busily at trying to get that done. It has been done in certain parts of the country, and we're hoping to do that in Birmingham in the UK.
Very good. Very good. For your information also, the whole purpose of this platform is to quicken the pace in which the client or the patient can have access to the doctors. That's what this particular platform is designed. In the time of emerging technology, where AI, where this, where that, we can use it for travel, for education, for so many activities. Why can we not use it in the health and wellness field? Well, our research have actually shown that there's what I call occupational usurpation. The doctors are thinking, oh, once the computer actually comes on board, then they're going to be made redundant. I said, no, you're not going to be. Because the computer doesn't replace you, but the doctor who replaces the other doctor is the doctor who knows how to use and apply computer in their practice. They're the one that will replace doctors who are like dinosaurs, who do not want to adapt to the situation. The change is for real. It's imminent. And in fact, it's already here. The big pharma, they will have to join in. They have no choice, regardless of their position right now. So if you're not in, when are you going to be? Thank you all for coming today. We have our entrepreneurship program on Saturday, 10 o'clock. And we also have from 2 o'clock, we have another big health and wellness program this particular Saturday. So it has been a busy month for my team and myself. 5 a.m., this boy here talking to you is awake. Sending email to our team in India, because in India, it's at 5 a.m. here is already almost 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. in India. And it's 10 p.m. in the United States. Can you see how busy we all are? But we enjoy what we're doing. Come rain, sunshine. John the other day was in the hospital. He was still, he was on his computer, on the phone, communicating with everybody. Can you see, as John would say, this project has what is called moral imperative. It's not just about making a profit, but it's all about making that profit that sustains itself and having the heart of humanity to support as many people as possible. And the reason why we have created the entrepreneurship program is that we are able to set up a clinic for you if you do not have a job, if you do not have a business. We will support and assist you to set up a business within the health and wellness. You have your own clinic, you have our products and services that you can market to different people all over the world. We develop you your own business card, specific dedicated e-business card that you can send to millions of people around the globe. And once people be part, you invited them, they pay their subscription, we pay you for them doing so. So we're not only going to be tackling your health situation, we're also going to support you in tackling your financial situation. Two fundamental necessities that every human needs: health and income. We hope to see you next Wednesday. It's going to be electrifying.